You think I wait to the last minute. You think I be on it. It be done. It's done right now. Payroll's due tomorrow and it's done.
Did you print it?
No.
Then it's not done. I tried a new hair product and I bought like a whole set, right?
Oh, you talking about that stuff you brought, not stuff I brought.
No.
Oh.
So I bought a cleansing.
Dodge a bullet on that one.
Cleansing shampoo, the cleansing conditioner, and the hair mask.
And clearly they cleansed our bank account because it didn't work. But go ahead. Sorry.
And I followed the instructions to a T. What?
5-star review on Yelp for the soapbox. Sorry. Are you going to give those hair products
I'm
a
not
5-star
going to give
rating?
the hair products 5 stars. And let me tell you, I went to their website. I put a comment and I was like, look, I don't like this. Get back to me and let me know how I can get a refund because it's not going to work. They have not yet responded to me. And I'm about to reconsider whether or not to put them on blast on social media. I'm going to give them one more opportunity
Just send them
to make it right.
Oh, I was going to say send them a message through social, but everybody will see it, like if you tweet it. But you could just, you emailed them already. Send a follow-up email and just be like, this is my second email, like, please. Or then try and DM them directly through Instagram. That way it's only them.
All right.
Because I'm really big on, like, somebody blasting me with a 1-star review the other week. And I'm just like, I get it. But I'm like, I'm big on reach out to the business, see if they correct it. And then if they don't, then like, all right, I'm just going to put it on like Google or Yelp or whatever. Like, I get it, but I don't get it.
This is the thing, right? Because I took the time to go to their website and to submit an email. I'm giving them the opportunity to make it right. Okay. So my hair doesn't vibe with your products. No problem.
Like, can I return it? Like, can I do something?
But if you don't respond,
or tell me what to do.
To me, that's the brand saying, F you. I don't care about your money. I don't care about your hair.
No, they care about your money. They just don't care about you.
But they're not going to get no more of my money. Trust, best believe.
Well, maybe they will if they email you back and handle the situation.
Womp, womp, womp. Yep.
So clearly they're not managing their
They're not managing their performance. They're not
managing their community. They're managing their inbox. Yeah.
So what are we talking about today, Kiki?
Managing. You talking about managing emails and inbox and expectations with hair products.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a 3rd-generation business that has a multitude of people in the office and in the field, almost 200 people. There's got to be some challenges with managing that size workforce on a regular basis. Yes or no?
Yes.
How do you view managing a larger amount of people when you look at how many people we manage at the soapbox, where it's like 7 people versus 200 at Johnson Security? How do you balance managing people out in the field, managing people in the office, and then managing your time? Like, how is that even possible to manage 200 people?
All right. So before I answer that question, can I give some context to it?
Sure.
So this morning I woke up. I was supposed to go for a walk. I told myself I was going to get up at a certain time, set the alarm. I was going to put on certain clothes and go for a walk around the park. It's my quiet time where I gather my thoughts. But then the alarm went off and I didn't get out of bed. And by the time I finally rolled out of bed, it was much later than I had intended. So I had the choice. I could either stay in bed or I could go for a walk. I could start my walk later and then finish later, or I could just not walk at all.
Well, that's probably mostly my fault because my phone kept blowing up at wee hours of the morning, 12 a.m., 12:30, 12:45,
No, I'm owning
4
it.
a.m.
I'm not blaming you or your phone.
No, I'll take heat on that.
And so I decided after I washed my face and brushed my teeth, I washed my teeth, that I was going to go for my walk, that because I hadn't awakened at the time that I prescribed, I was going to shorten my walk. And as I stepped out in my sneakers, hit the wet pavement on the wet leaves from the trees that were falling, it occurred to me that before I can manage anything, I have to manage myself.
So self-management versus managing your team.
Right. Because then as I continued to walk, I thought about what it means to manage a team. And I became conflicted. Because when it comes to people, do you really manage people or do you lead people? Because I think those are two
Depends on the
different.
type of people on your team. Depends on the type of people on your team.
So you know me, I'm a lover of words. I ran my friend Merriam-Webster to look up the definitions, and what it had for manage was to handle or direct with a degree of skill, such as to exercise executive, administrative, or supervisory direction, to treat with care, and the example they gave was a husband, or to make and keep compliant.
Wait, a husband is a definition of manager? Of
No,
manage?
to treat with care, like
Oh, to treat
like a
with care.
husband.
Example, husband.
Yeah. And then for lead, it had to guide on a way, especially by going in advance, to direct on a course or in a direction, to serve as a channel for, or to direct the operations, activity, and performance of. And so I think when it comes to people, the concept of leading resonates more with me than managing.
Okay.
And managing, I think, works better for processes and for systems.
Okay.
So to go back to your question, in terms of managing a large team versus a small team, I think it's all about leading. And we lead when we demonstrate how we manage ourselves, how we manage our time, how we manage our schedules, how we manage our systems and processes. And then the people who work with us and for us will take note from how we manage ourselves as to how they can manage our expectations of them.
Okay.
And manage their performance and manage their results as well. So
you're leading by example.
leading by example.
By managing yourself and then leading the rest of your team with the example of how you manage yourself.
Right. And in many cases, if you have a smaller team, it's easier for the members of the team to see how you manage yourself. In
Absolutely.
the case of Johnson Security, where most of our employees are out in the field working at client sites, on a day-to-day basis, they don't see.
They don't see how you manage your time and how you manage yourself and
Right.
get your tasks
And so
and
if we
assignments
can't communicate that
that I
and
assigned to you.
demonstrate that, then they won't know. And then it's up to other members of the team to demonstrate through their leadership.
So training the trainer.
Exactly.
All right, cool.
Does that answer your question?
There is no like, it's like what you do. It's like no
And
definitive
no,
answer.
not right or wrong, but just wanted to make sure that I hit the point that you.
Yeah, like how do you do it? So you lead by example. You do it yourself, and then you demonstrate it. You model it for your team members.
What has been your What has been your experience in managing the team at the Soapbox versus managing the team here at Johnson Security?
So I'm kind of like from the same. I don't know. I was gonna say from the same
Ilk?
mind of thought
Uh-huh.
of yourself. Ilk? What
Mindset.
is ilk?
You know, they say like, let me look it up just so I don't.
Oh, whatever, forget it. So I'm like from the same mindset yourself. So when it comes to managing, I don't like to manage people.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can micromanage really good.
Mm-mm.
And when I say I can micromanage really good, like it's really bad. Like I will make you quit. I can micromanage the hell out of something. And it's that bad. But like, you do that yet? Did you do that yet? I noticed you didn't do this yet. And I don't like doing that. Don't want to do it. So to me, I really think managing is almost looked at in the wrong way, if that makes sense. Because if you hire good people, if you have good people on your team, you don't have to manage them. You just have to lead them. Like you have to give them clear vision and direction of what the goal is and what the task is. Good people will figure it out. Like they will find, like they will get it done. Like good and great people, good people, whatever term we want to use, they get it done because that's how they're wired. That's how they're built. So you're like, this is the goal. We need to get from here to here. And these are these are the tools we need to do it. And we need to get it in this time frame. And then as the leader or the manager, you convey that message to them, the vision, the goals, whatever. And then they execute on it. And then you're there to continue that discussion with them on how they're doing it, you know, what kind of progress they're making, et cetera, et cetera. Mm-hmm. So I'm more about, don't get me wrong, you need management style, you need systems, you need these different processes. But I think my style is more of finding good people and then doing like, so you said using the box as an example. So the box, like I've done everything at the box. So when I talk to other people and they're like, oh, well, you know, at our facility, like I can't understand why they can't fold a fitted sheet right, or why we keep losing socks. And I'm just like,
can you fold a fitted sheet?
Oh yeah, I can.
No, I'm saying you.
Right.
Can that person that says that, can they fold a fitted sheet?
For me, it's like, they're like, oh, I'm trying to, you know, get my people to, you know, pack the bag the right way, or to do this so it's neat, or use the right amount of detergent. And they're like, well, how do you do it? And I was like, well, first we have everything written down, but they do it by watching me do it, because everyone except for like some of the recent team members, they train with the manager now, but they've worked directly with me. When they got hired, I'd be like, I got to go meet so-and-so and do delivery. So I got to go, so-and-so is coming. Like we got to go and show them how to close, or meet them in the morning on the way to the office and show them how to open. I would do it. They would spend time with me and I would do it. They watch and they learn. But if they're good, they will watch how you do it, read the documentation. They will find a way. Like I don't have to stand there and be like, did you put in fabric softener? Did you put in bleach? Did you separate the whites?
So do you believe that many of the management theories in business are really archaic and built on a system of industrial businesses and may not necessarily fit business changing and innovative business models, right? Because how people work.
So I look at it as three ways. There's theory. Mm-hmm. Someone teaches it. You go over it. It's like a case study. Well, not even a case study, because a case study is actually what happened with someone doing that. But it's theory. Then there's someone who like witnessed it, was like close to it, and then someone who's actually done it. So I look at it from those three aspects. So the last two are the most important to me. Someone who's actually witnessed it, like you have an executive assistant, and then they go with you on your meetings and your calls. They've witnessed you do different things to build a business, to run a business. So they might not have done it 100% themselves, but you could have somebody could have an in-depth conversation with them to be like, how do you do X in the business? And they'd be like, oh yeah, when I was with Jessica, I was her executive assistant and she did these things and it helped her acquire clients. And someone, okay, I could do that. I could use that. So when you talk about the management theories being archaic, I don't know if I would say they're archaic. I think it's more of their theories, and people read these books or these ebooks or these talks or these videos. And I don't want to say mostly, but it's probably coming from a place of theory, someone who read a book about it. And then the person who wrote the book probably read something else about it, or they're just giving their viewpoints, versus someone who's actually done it and then talk about how they manage people or their best practices in managing people.
But then it begs the question, right? When we're talking about managing people, when we talk about jobs, and we talk about jobs of the future, then how do we prepare people coming into the job market to work with teams like ours if you say you find good people who can figure it out? What if you can't figure it? What if it's challenging for you to figure it out because you never were introduced to the theory? You never had experiences.
As the manager or the person being managed? The
person that you're expecting to perform.
Well, here's where my finding good people piece becomes great. Because here comes, you said, a group of team members who need to be managed.
No, that's not what I said.
You said someone who doesn't have the skills and experience, they come in.
The workforce of the future.
Okay.
People coming that are new to the workforce.
So how do you manage that workforce of the future?
How you said good people will figure it out.
Right.
So how do we best equip people coming into the workforce to be able to figure it out? Right? Because some of the things that
I have to find good people to manage the workforce of the future, because they'll figure it out and know how to do it because they're good. They're great.
Okay.
See, my thing is there's always the right person for that right position. The question is, how much time and energy can you invest into finding that person?
If there are people who are coming into newly entering the workforce,
Right.
they don't have any work experience.
0. Okay.
You have expectations of things that you need done because you have a running, vibrant living business.
Right.
And you said you find the good people, and then you find the good people to manage the good people.
Right.
When you
But
get
here's the thing. I hear what you're saying. They don't have the skills and experience. So when they come in, how do you work with them and manage them if they don't have the skills, they don't have the knowledge, they know
How
nothing
do you
about
set the expectations and then manage how they perform to those expectations?
Well, one is having things documented. There's got to be documentation, and it's got to be clear goals and expectations written out. So the person knows. You got to have metrics.
Mm-hmm.
So the person knows what they're being. It's just like taking an exam. You know there's 50 questions on an exam. Each question is worth 2 points.
Mm-hmm.
So you know how you're being graded, and you know you need to get a 70 to pass. So you can kind of figure out as you're going through those questions, I'm sure we all have, where you're like, yeah, I know, you know which ones you definitively got right. And then you kind of add up your score while you're going through it. So giving them a clear, definitive guideline of how they're going to be measured in the task or the position that they're going to be in, and then clear, definitive guidelines of what they need to do in that position. So did I answer your question? Or did I kind of not answer it?
You gave the people something to think about. Got to give the people what they
You
want.
kind of got to look like I did.
No, that's not the look I gave you. It's just a long day, and I'm still tight about my hair. Anyway,
The bun is looking kind of tight though. I ain't gonna front.
it's not looking the way that I like. It's not looking silky, soul baby hair.
Okay. Baby hair's not on fleek.
Actually, yesterday, Paper 100, it looked like I had a lace front with my baby hair pulled out, slicked down. No
I'm
bueno.
not touching that.
No bueno.
So yeah, you were saying about managing because I want to
So
manage what I say here.
what tips do you have for the folks in Commerce and Chill Land on how they can properly manage their time and activities, especially if they have to manage other people?
How do you manage? So let's be clear on the record. I am horrible at managing myself in time. I've tried different systems. I've tried different methods from, reading different things. And I'm currently trying a new style now. I don't know how this gonna work.
It's for contradiction.
I committed to it. I tried it, and I was like, this didn't work for my style. Like, it's a lot of stuff going on in my head. A lot.
Can you all relate to that as an entrepreneur? There's a lot of stuff going on.
And listen,
in your
it's
head.
like it's a lot of stuff going on in your head. Think about this. There's a lot of stuff going on in your head as an entrepreneur, or even if you're an entrepreneur, or you want to excel as a team member at the firm you work at. There's a lot of things going on in your head. So for me, it's going on like 3x because there's Johnson Security, there's the soapbox, and then there's some of the side ventures and stuff we're doing. So like 1 minute I'm thinking like, oh yes, we need to do this at the soapbox, and that improve like client relations. And then 2 seconds later, I'm like, oh shoot, we need to roll this out in the field with all of the security guards out there because this piece of technology with the current technology we're doing will add a whole new layer in it. So let me give you a good, see, I can't even get it out. Let me give you a good scenario. So now I'm trying to use this method or system where you can only list your top 2 tasks you need to get done for the day. What's your face looking like
I'm
that
listening.
for?
I'm
You should
just
see my
listening.
notebook. There's a notebook, it's a grid system and everything. So you put your top 2 tasks at the top, and then you put your additional other 2 things you want to get done for the day, like the secondary. And then there's a space of 5 more things you put only if you get the other 4 done. And then it has note section on the side, and then it has this thing where if you get it done, you write this mark. If you put an arrow, you transfer it to the next day. Mm-hmm. And then you have to look at things the night before. Like some of my pages are blank. Like Tuesday is blank, but I wrote all this stuff on Monday and I was like crossing stuff out. I was like, yes, I'm crushing my list. And then Tuesday I came in the office and went sideways and like I didn't get to the book. So Tuesday is blank now. Then I come in the office on Wednesday and I'm like, I should have looked at the stuff Tuesday night to put stuff in for Wednesday. So then I come in on Wednesday and I'm just like, where do I go? So I'm flipping all the way back to Saturday in my book now to try and figure out what to get done. But it kind of works. I just have to like I can see how it works because you list the top 3. But I've got like 30 things that are the top things that need to get done. So I don't know what to do. So yeah, like I don't like. Just choose the things that are on fire and put those things out first. That's my new management. Whatever's it's the hottest, put that out first. Put this, throw water on and get that done. Next. What? Like it's hard. Like people, there is no magic formula for this. There's no secret like chart or algorithm. Like, oh, if you follow this system, like people, they be online, they listen to this like, oh, the top 3 things that multi-million-dollar entrepreneurs do that makes them super successful. And there'd be a list. They wake up at 5 a.m. They exercise at 5:30. It's yeah. You go ahead.
But you've never tried that.
I did. I tried many times. But then you know what happens? At 3:35 a.m. somebody calls me from a site and they be like, "Yo, Mr. Colt, I got a question about my schedule." I'm like, bro, you had to call me at 3:35 in the morning? I'm like, when do you go to work? Oh, I don't go to work till Tuesday. I'm like, bro, it's Sunday. You had to call me at 3:30 in the morning on Sunday? I got to call it
real talk
4:30 in the morning today. So like, it just, I don't know. It's probably what you need. And it's hard to say, especially for a small business. Mm-hmm. You need a good team. Because you need to delegate stuff. But you can only delegate so much. So I've tried it. Other things happen.
But would you say it's because of your system and that you need to change your system and stick to your system? That when you stick to your system, you can better control and manage your time and your outcomes, which trickles down to your team.
Oh, yeah, it affects my team. 100% it affects our team. But what I think it is, what I truly think it is for me is I have a system, but other stuff throws me off. Mm-hmm. And then it takes me a minute to get back in it. Because in my head, I'm like, yeah, like we need to get back. It's like navigation. Like you make a wrong turn and then you have to like get back on track and, you know, you make the U-turn. So in my head, I'm like, yeah, I need to get back on track for that. But then I'm like, I'm 3 things behind. Let me jump to this thing because now this thing is more important than the other thing on my list. And then those other things at the top of the list kind of get pushed to something else because then another fire starts.
Okay. Can I just tell you in love?
Yeah. I need help.
Not even that you...
I need a management therapist.
It's not even
I need
that.
an organizational therapist.
It's not even that. Because if you keep jumping around from thing to thing, you're never going to complete anything.
I don't disagree.
And your mind can't focus.
My mind doesn't stop at night. It's just racing. I don't even think I go to sleep sometime. I dream about work.
And so when you talk about your book with the 2 points and the 2 points and then the other
I write them in the, like you should see me. I write it down.
But then do you adhere to that?
I do. But then you know what happens?
No, not if you say,
but I can't.
It's hot now. So, it's hot. Oh, got to put that fire out.
Because I'm working on it and then the phone rings and then, hey, the other day, somebody was like, I'm not leaving here until y'all rectify this situation. And then they stayed in the office 6 hours making commotion until the police arrived. Like, how can I go back to my to-do list after that? I'm talking to the police. I'm doing this. I'm trying to put the fire out. And then when I go back to my list.
So 6 hours you were working on your list?
No, 6 hours I was dealing with that problem.
I would have left the problem.
I did at some time, but then I came back to try and get back to my list. Then all of a sudden, and I got to go back down.
Listen, he not telling you the whole story because he kept looking at the camera. He kept looking at he was looking at the CCTV system.
Because I want to make sure they wasn't disturbing anybody else. And then they started knocking stuff off the wall. Come on.
Donkey gonna do what a donkey gonna do.
But I'm saying,
I was saying when a donkey start bucking,
I
let the donkey buck itself out the door.
That's true. But to go back to your point, I followed the list and then things happen and you get thrown off the list.
You got to figure out how to get yourself back. That is the key in managing yourself.
So maybe I should add to the list. No, never mind.
What were you going to say?
I was thinking. I wasn't going to say anything. I was trying to think of if part of how do you structure in getting back on task into your list of to-dos when some of those things are like it's not like buying the stuff. It's not like I'm watching YouTube and be like, ooh, how to make a grilled cheese sandwich with the cheese oozing out the back, or whatever.
This is my 2 tips to you, and maybe they'll help you too. Number
Please.
1, if you say that you're only going to commit to doing whatever things are on that page.
So I should ignore everybody else in the office till I get those 2 things done?
No.
Because if you tell me to do that on camera in front of the rest of the team, I will do that. So
the
when they say, oh, Mr. Cope didn't do it, I'll be like, Ms. Johnson told me to ignore all y'all.
These are the 2 ways that you deal.
Please,
you
I'm
address
good with that.
Whatever is not on that list, if something comes up, you put it on the next day or the next page. The other thing that you do is that you delegate.
Okay.
If you don't learn how to
I
delegate.
mentioned delegate earlier.
Yeah, but do you practice it?
I try.
Everybody in the room is cracking up because they know it's not true.
I said try. I didn't say I do. But it is some things you can't.
What did Yoda say? Not baby Yoda, big Yoda.
There's some things I
Yoda
can't
said
delegate.
Either do
Can
or
I delegate?
Don't.
Can I delegate?
There is no try.
Do or do not. There is no try.
At the moment, I can't delegate payroll. Right? I have to do it.
Yeah, but when you do it, you always wait till the last minute.
No, it's done already. I just need to print them out. You think I wait to the last minute. You think I be on it. It be done. It's done right now. Payroll's due tomorrow and it's done.
Did you print it?
No.
Then it's not done.
All I gotta do is hit print.
No, it's not done.
The hours are in. The hours are confirmed.
That's the problem.
Everything is in. Tips, the whole 9. Yup. Everything is in. All I gotta do is hit print.
How many times?
I don't have the checks here. How can I print them?
How many times do you do that?
How many times do I do what? Print the checks?
Do you
Repaper it.
do payroll in a timely manner?
Oh, I'd say at least 7 out of 10.
Oh, the lies you tell.
Oh, that is criticize.
If payday is Friday, what day do you typically run the reports?
Wednesday and Thursday. What you got your hand out for?
That's the
Waiting
point.
for your check?
That's the point.
What's wrong with doing it on Wednesday and Thursday?
Because
I do it Wednesday night and Thursday morning. What's wrong with that?
Because you could just as easily do it Sunday. You could do it Monday.
I'm doing something else on Sunday.
No, I know what you do on Sunday.
What do I do on Sunday? This Sunday, what you say? I know you're not talking about on the phone. Your phone go off. You be like,
this is not about me.
no.
This is about giving the people actionable advice. Figure out how to use your resources, use your time, and manage yourself so you can manage your business and manage your team members effectively to win. That's the moral of the story. Don't wait till Thursday to do payroll for Friday.
Okay. I guess I'll do it on Wednesday.
Follow your notes in your notebook. If it doesn't work, put it on another page. Delegate.
What to do with the fires?
What to do with the fires?
Yeah.
Call the police.
The fires that pop up during the day, like they're not on my list. So what do you recommend I do with those?
Well, if you focus on the things on your list. If Woody had gone straight to the police, none of this would ever happen. If you focus on the things on your list, if you get started early, then you mark those things
Did it just
off.
get chilly in here?
And you get the time to do those other things. You could put out the fires because you've completed the things that are on your list.
Okay.
Don't drag it out. Just don't drag it out.
I'm sticking to my list. I'm ignoring everything till I finish my list from now on.